Hello, friends, and welcome back to Stories About Entitled People. Let's kick off today's video with a story that proves karma has a funny way of showing up, sometimes with splattered eggs and runaway fruit. But before we begin, best way to support our channel is to leave comments, like, and subscribe with the turned-on bell so you don't miss the new video every single day. Here we go. The man who said hell no when I asked for help learned a quick lesson. I just finished playing a few hours of Demon Souls when my min pin started to beg for some attention. It was around 3 p.m., so she was probably hungry. I grabbed my keys and drove a few blocks to my local Vons. I just needed puppy food and a bottle of Tapatio hot sauce to complete my shopping for today. I live in a famous city in Southern California that has a zoo, fish zoo, and wild zoo with no cages. I grabbed the puppy food first, then headed for my hot sauce. As luck would have it, there was only one left, but it was on the top shelf and in the back corner. I'm 5'10" and have a pretty good reach, but this one was a bit too far for me. I looked around for an employee but could not find one. I decided to just hang tight and simply ask a normal customer that was tall if they would not mind lending me a hand. Cast. Me equals me, J equals jerk. The first guy that walks by my area happened to be tall, and I decided to ask for help. Hi, sorry to bother you. I get cut off. Jay, I don't work here. Now I think to myself, don't end up on Reddit. So I quickly say, sorry, I know you don't work here. I was just wondering if you would be so kind as to lend me a hand. You're taller than I, and I'm not able to reach a bottle. Would you be able to assist me? I figured that if I told him I understood that he's not an employee and I'm simply asking for a quick hand from another human being, he may be cool with it. Wrong. Jay, in the douchiest way possible. Hell no! Me. Okay, no worries, thank you. I figured he's under no obligation to help me. Don't be rude, don't say anything else. Next person that walks by, same question. They say, sure, no sweat, and hand me the bottle. I thank them for the help, and off I go to pay for everything. The 15 items or less line was long, so it took me a bit to get out the store. When I get to my car, Jay was struggling to open the trunk of his car and not drop all his groceries. He tried to carry a bunch of bags on both arms and also carry a few boxes on top, using his chin to hold it down. He was a few moments away from toppling over and losing his eggs and fruits bag when he noticed someone nearby, me, and said, "Quick, I'm about to lose my grip. Please help." I stopped, turned my head until he saw me, and I'm guessing he knew what was coming from his expression. Me. I don't work here. I unlocked my car, and as I was getting in, I heard something hit the floor, and he started yelling something. I don't know what he said, because I was too busy not giving a single F about that jerk. I did see on my rearview mirror his eggs were on the ground, splattered, and some fruit rolling away under some nearby cars. You don't want to help a person? That's fine. Just don't expect help in return. The best revenge is the swift karma revenge that comes quickly full circle so that they can see the exact consequences of their actions. The fact that you witnessed their being hoisted by their own petard was just the icing on the cake. And our second story. Give me my receipt, now! For context, I work in a store that sells sports, camping, outdoor, and hunting equipment. We're a pretty large store, and our stock includes everything from tents and hiking boots to hunting rifles and air rifles. I work as a cashier positioned at the exit of the store near the only open register. Because of the nature of what we sell and the sheer variety of customers we get, I've collected my fair share of weird and frustrating stories over the years. This one stands out, though, partly because of how ridiculous it was, and partly because it happened right at my register, before I'd even had my first cup of coffee of the day. So I'm standing at the register, minding my own business, when a man, maybe in his 50s, comes stomping into the store. There was no polite hello, no glance around to see who to talk to, no pause. He marches straight up to my register, slaps his hands on the counter, and says in this irritated tone, "I need my receipt, now." I blink at him for a second, caught off guard. He's got this impatient, frustrated energy like I've somehow already inconvenienced him. I try to stay calm and professional. "Okay, when did you make the purchase and what was it for?" I ask, trying to get something to go on. "I don't know when," he snaps, getting even more annoyed. Like that was an unreasonable question. I pause for a beat because what am I supposed to do with that? He must see the look on my face because he adds, still irritated, Look, it should be around a year ago-ish. My insurance company said you have it on record. I bite my tongue to stop myself from pointing out that a year ago-ish covers, well, an entire year. Instead, I take a breath and try again. Do you have a more specific time frame, like a month or even a season? Now he's getting louder. His face is starting to turn a little red, and he leans over the counter slightly as if proximity will make me magically produce his receipt. Look, I don't have time for this. Just let me write down my info. I bought an air rifle last year, and I need the receipt. Without waiting for me to respond, he grabs a pen and paper from the counter. We keep it there for returns and such, and start scribbling down his name and phone number. Meanwhile, I'm thinking, does this guy really believe I'm going to go digging through a year's worth of receipts based on that? Once he's done writing, I figure I'll ask one last important question that might at least make this doable. Are you a member of our store, I ask, hopeful? If he is, I can pull up his transaction history way more easily. Yes, I am, he says, practically throwing the paper at me. Great, I think. I type in his phone number to check our member system. The screen flashes. No record found. He's not a member. Before I even have a chance to tell him this, he's already turning on his heel, stomping out of the store like I personally ruined his day. He mutters something about poor service and how ridiculous this all is as he heads for the exit. And I just stand there for a second, kind of stunned at the whole interaction. He seriously expected me, a cashier, to manually search for a receipt from around a year ago for an air rifle when we sell thousands of items a month, hundreds of thousands of receipts from the past year, and somehow I'm supposed to find his without a member account or a specific date? And let's not forget, receipts for purchase that old aren't even accessible to me as a cashier. We don't keep that data at the register. It's either archived or handled by corporate if it's kept at all. So there I am, holding a piece of paper with his name and phone number, knowing full well that unless he comes back with more details, or better yet, calls customer service or his bank, nothing's gonna come of it. I guarantee if we did have the ability to just type in new card info or magic up old receipts on demand, the first people complaining would be folks like him, demanding to know why our system was so insecure. So, lesson learned for him, I hope. If you want your receipt, at least know when you shopped, what you bought, and maybe, just maybe, sign up for the membership that actually helps us help you. As for me, I added that interaction to my growing collection of what did they think would happen moments from the register. And why did he need it for insurance purposes? Did he shoot someone with it? Was it stolen, house burned down, or flooded? Inquiring minds want to know. And our next story. Got mistaken for staff again. Ended up helping someone's mom make her son's day. Today I had that experience again. I'm not sure why, but it happens a lot. Someone thinks I'm working where I'm shopping. It was a liquor store, pacing the aisles looking for a bottle of adult juice. I'm not a goth person, but I like dressing in black. Black shoes, jeans, leather jacket, and mask, all black. All the employees in the store were wearing red/maroon jackets. As I browsed the shelves, an older woman, probably in her late 70s, came over to me. She looked at me and, in a soft but still disappointed tone, asked, "You don't work here, do you?" I replied that I didn't, but asked, "Can I be of any assistance?" She told me she was looking for a bottle of a certain brand and couldn't find it. She added that getting old was hard and that her eyesight wasn't what it used to be. I told her, "Of course I'll help you. It'll be my pleasure." I looked up and down the shelves, side to side, but I couldn't find it. She said, "That's okay. I really wanted it for my son, but they may not have it in stock. It's kind of expensive and special." I said, "Hang on, I'll ask someone who actually works here. They might be able to check the stock for me." I went to the till and asked the man behind the counter. He looked it up and said, "Yes, we have one bottle in stock, but that's probably not the one you're looking for because it's an extra special edition and extra expensive." He pointed to me where it should be on the shelf. He couldn't leave his till because of customer flow. I went to the spot he pointed at, grabbed the bottle, and showed it to the sweet old lady. I told her what I'd been told, and her face lit up. It was exactly the one she was looking for, and she was very happy. I told her the price, and she nodded, confirming that it sounded about right. She thanked me profusely, saying again that she was sorry for bothering me. I told her that, actually, it made my day. These days, I hardly talk to anyone, and helping someone as nice as her was a pleasure. We went to the till and went our separate ways. I couldn't see her smile because of her mask, but I'm sure she had one. At least I did. Edit. I know some of you have asked what the old lady was looking for. Well, in my country, everything is expensive, and alcohol is heavily taxed on top of that. She wanted to buy a bottle of Hennessy cognac for her son. A regular bottle of Hennessy VS costs around $59, 43 pounds, 50 euros here. But she was looking for a Hennessy XO priced at $194, 142 pounds, 163 euros. I guess her son had some kind of jubilee or something? But I didn't ask because it wasn't my business. An extra nice part of this is that she was prepared for the high price of the special edition and ready to buy it anyway as a gift for someone she loves. And although the real employee didn't leave the register, they were helpful and specific. 3 good humans here. And our last story. The town Karen tried to shut down my farm. For 3 generations, my family's owned a modest farm just outside Willow Creek. 40 acres of rolling pastures, a red barn that stood since my grandfather's time, and a flock of chickens that have greeted the sunrise with their crowing for as long as I can remember. It was quiet, peaceful, and far enough from town that nobody bothered us. Until the entitled family moved in next door. Their modern gray and white monstrosity of a house popped up on what used to be Old Man Peterson's hayfield. I didn't think much of it at first. People bought land out here all the time, usually to get away from the city. But then I met Deborah. She showed up at my doorstep one morning in pristine white yoga pants, holding a Starbucks cup like it was a shield against rural life. "Hi there," she chirped, forcing a smile. "I'm your new neighbor. Listen, I love the rustic charm of your place, but is there any way you could, keep the roosters quieter? They woke me up at 5 a.m. I wiped my hands on my overalls and stared at her. "Ma'am, roosters crow at dawn. That's kind of their thing." Her smile tightened. "Well, in the city, we have noise ordinances. Surely there's something you can do." I almost laughed. This ain't the city. She huffed and marched off, but that was just the beginning. The next week, a sheriff's deputy rolled up my driveway. "Got a complaint about animal cruelty," he said, tipping his hat. "Neighbor says your chickens are distressed." I led him to the coop where my hens were happily pecking at feed. The deputy took one look and sighed. "Yeah, I'll tell Miss Miller her distressed animals seem just fine." Deborah didn't stop there. She called the county about my tractor noise. "Can't you farm quieter?" Filed a complaint about the smell of manure. "It's compost," I told her, and even tried to report my wind chimes as a public nuisance. Then came the lawsuit. I got served papers accusing me of emotional distress, noise pollution, and devaluing property. She wanted me to remove my chickens, limit my farming hours, and pay her legal fees. My lawyer, an old friend who'd grown up in Willow Creek, just smirked when he read it. "Oh, this is going to be fun." Turns out Deborah's dream home had a problem. It was built on land zoned exclusively for agriculture. The previous owner had gotten away with it because nobody cared if Old Man Peterson parked a trailer there. But Deborah's 2-story, 4,000 square foot modern farmhouse? Illegal. The judge didn't even let it go to trial. He dismissed her case, fined her for violating zoning laws, and ordered her to pay my legal fees. Oh, and the county made her apply for a variance to keep her house, which meant she had to go before the zoning board and explain why she should be allowed to stay. The hearing was packed. Half the town showed up just to watch. When the board asked if anyone had objections to her variance request, I stood up. "I don't mind her staying," I said, grinning, "but if she gets to keep her house, I'd like it on record that my roosters have every right to crow." The board approved her variance with the condition that she accepts normal agricultural noises and odors. These days, Deborah avoids me like the plague, but every morning when Duke lets out his first cock-a-doodle-doo, I like to imagine her groaning into her pillow. And if I happen to spread a little extra manure on the field closest to her house, well, farming is farming. Her behavior regarding the chickens is just ridiculous. It's good that everything ended positively for the OP. Imagine how many of these Karens got their way and ruined the lives of farmers. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.